Here is the business news on Wave FM 91.7 Port Harcourt. I am EXCEL UWAEZUOKE. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Tuesday asked the National Assembly to approve a 9.09 trillion naira increase in the 2026 budget. The government plans to finance the budget increase through crude oil gains linked to the United States-Iran conflict and by securing new loans. The Tinubu request, which signals a significant adjustment to the fiscal framework for the coming year, was conveyed in a letter read on the Senate floor by the President of the Senate, Cousin Ababio, during plenary on Tuesday. Tinubu explained that the proposed adjustment is intended to enhance fiscal transparency and support the effective execution of key national programs. The Central Bank of Nigeria has directed banks to complete a mandatory cybersecurity self-assessment within 3 weeks as part of efforts to strengthen resilience across the financial system. In a letter dated March 30, 2026 and published on its website on Tuesday, the directive addressed the banks, selected other financial institutions and payment service providers, and introduced a cybersecurity self-assessment tool to evaluate the cyber risk exposure of regulated entities. The CBN stated that the move was in line with its statutory mandate under the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act 2020 and its broader commitment to improving cybersecurity standards in the sector. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has increased crude oil supply to the Dangote Petroleum Refinery and petrochemicals in allocating 7 cargoes for May loading in a move aimed at boosting domestic fuel production. Two trader sources told Reuters on Tuesday that the latest allocation marks an increase from the 5 cargoes the refinery had been receiving in previous months. However, this means the refinery will continue to receive 5 cargoes in April. The development comes amid mounting pressure on fuel supply and rising petrol prices across Nigeria as the refinery struggles to secure sufficient crude locally. Airfares have remained stagnant in Nigeria despite the rising cost of aviation fuel by 184% in the last 2 months, occasioned by the ongoing crisis in the Middle East. Aviation fuel, which was sold at 900 naira per litre in January, increased to 1,121 naira per litre as of 26 February 2026 and now sells for 2,557 naira per litre. Aviation fuel is the highest consuming commodity of airlines' finances, taking about 40% of airline resources. This is closely followed by aircraft maintenance. On the foreign scene, the Asian stock market jumped on Wednesday morning after President Donald Trump said the US will leave Iran in 2 or 3 weeks, regardless of whether a deal has been struck with Tehran. Japan's Nikkei 225 index gained almost 4% in early trading, while the Kospi in South Korea rose by more than 6%. But both indexes are still trading lower than before the Iran war started on 28 February. The price of Brent crude oil for delivery in June was trading 1.2% higher to $105.36. Moving on to the foreign exchange market, $1 US traded for 1,380 naira at the parallel market, while the British pound is selling for 1,850 naira. Meanwhile, €1 traded 1,586 naira at the same platform. Moving on to the crude oil market, a barrel of Brent crude, which is similar to Nigeria's Bonny Light, traded for $112.78, an increase of 21 cents or 0.4%. Similarly, the West Texas Intermediate for $91.07, an increase of 30 cents on appreciation of 3%. And that's business news on Daybreak Nigeria this morning, compiled by Ayo Odungweru. You can also listen to us on wavefm917.com. For pictures and stories on the news, follow us on Facebook and Dex at 917WaveFM and at Wave917FM on Instagram and Thread. Remember, Nigeria is our only country. We should join hands to make it great. I am EXCEL UWAEZUOKE. Good morning and thank you for listening.